Hey, some of you may be like me. I was in search of the perfect platform for my podcast and stumbled across Anchor by listening to my sister's podcast. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me tell you more about it. First of all, it's free. Yes, free. They have creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will also distribute your podcast for you. So you don't have to deal with getting connected to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more because Anchor does it for you. You can also make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Anchor has everything you need to make a podcast in one place. How convenient. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Trust me, you will not be sorry. Welcome to Season 2 of An Intimate Conversation with Women of Color. This podcast is a platform for women of color to use our voices. As women of color, we don't always have a platform to use our voices. This podcast is such a platform for women of color, LGBTQ+, and allies. I am your host, Deneen L. Garrett. Hello, An Intimate Conversation with Women of Color listeners. Welcome to another episode of the podcast. Today's conversation is with CoachKemi. She helps Black female managers, directors, aspiring towards and for the C-suite and the board, engage in strategic thinking, and so much more. We were connected on Clubhouse, and as you'll hear me say, I promoted CoachKemi to my personal board of directors. So, as always, continue to listen, subscribe to the podcast if you haven't done so, and share. And sit back or keep it moving and get ready for today's episode. I am your host, Deneen L. Garrett. CoachKemi, hi. Welcome to An Intimate Conversation with Women of Color.
Hi, Deneen. Thank you so much for having me.
You are so welcome. So today's guest is CoachKemi Oyesola. CoachKemi helps Black female managers, directors aspiring for C-suite board engage in strategic thinking, rate and profile, and get promoted. She is also a Cranfield Doctoral Researcher and is checking in from the UK. CoachKemi, tell us more about you.
Well, I'm a mother of 2 adult children and a grandmother of 3.
All right.
And a mother and a mother-in-law of a gorgeous gentleman. I also, as you said, I'm a Cranfield Doctoral Researcher, and my research is actually on Black women, how Black women need to cognitively position themselves to get to C-suite and board level positions. I enjoy writing. I've written 8 books. I enjoy speaking. I enjoy dancing. I enjoy being loopy and funny and silly. I enjoy life, and I love Jesus.
That is wonderful. And congratulations on the research that you're doing. And
Thank you.
You're welcome. And it's so appropriate for our conversation. And so I do like to share with my listeners how I know my guests. And so CoachKemi actually reached out to me through Clubhouse. We connected. She invited me to a room that she hosted yesterday, invited me up to speak, and the rest, as they say, is history. So we're connected.
We are.
We are connected. And folks who know me, once we connect, we kind of stay connected.
That's it. Yeah.
And, and actually that's part of what we were talking about today. Today in the room, the conversation was around being invisible, feeling invisible, etc. And so one of the things that I, recommended that we do for one another is that we amplify. Signal boost is what a young woman, Amber
Hikes, Amber Hikes. She is the Chief Diversity Officer of the ACLU, and I was connected with her or met her, if you will, at an event a couple years ago when she was on stage and she talked about signal boosting. And so in essence is, you're on a call, you're on a conference call, you say something, Coach Kemi, and then I come back behind him. It was great. I appreciated Coach Kemi and that's what the signal boosting is.
Boosting is
Yeah,
about. Okay.
yeah. What I
Nice,
talked
nice.
about today is taking that through social media and making sure that we're
Yes.
liking one another's
Yes.
posts and
Yes. Yes.
commenting and sharing, and
Yes.
we're building that
Yes.
sisterhood through social media.
Yes. Yes. That's definitely signal boosting. That's exactly what you said today. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. I agree with that.
So, Coach Kemi, based on the work that you're doing, based on your research, based on, your career, and everything that you are about, why is it important for Black women and other women of color to have a platform to use their voices?
Because we have been underground and we have been licking the dust for too long. And in my opinion, it's not so much someone making you lick the dust and the discrimination and all that stuff all that narrative that's out there. It's because we have bought into it. And I am on a crusade, a mission to get to the Black women and women of color and say, listen up, you are just as human as the next person down the street. You have bought into that narrative. It's time to create your own narrative, write your own books about your lives. Because really, Deneen, the entire world is missing out on the greatness of women of color. They are missing out on our greatness. They've pressed us down and we've chosen to stay down. Now we need to rise because we need to be who we were born to be, because we have what it takes. I mean, there's an example, during the COVID-19 lockdown in 2020, I think was it Germany and which other country led by women? They did it so well. I mean, they did so well. They were the top. So there is something, and it's been proven within boards and C-suite level, that if you don't have women on this, if you don't give women seats, how much more Black women, you lose revenue by up to 30%. So that's what we bring to the table. We increase your revenue because we think in a way that you don't think. We dare to go ahead in ways that the guys will be careful. So we need to rise. That's why I do what I'm doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And you are doing a lot. And as I said, mentioning how you are helping Black women who aspire to the C-suite and the board, help them get there and help them with strategic thinking. What you're doing on Clubhouse, you're doing that work. How else are you using your voice for Black women?
Well, I speak when I'm invited to speak, and I also work with young people. I write a lot. The books are for Black women, women of color, any person. And I think the main thing I do is I stay true to type. I do not change when I am not doing that work. I am that work. I keep doing that work. So I'm living, I'm eating, I'm typing, I'm talking to my kids, I'm talking to my son-in-law, I'm grandkids. I'm that person. I'm the work. I believe that you should not go and study something and then share what you've studied. I believe what you studied should be in you and you should be in it, so that it's not your words that's doing the teaching. It's a personification of you. All of you is teaching. It's not, oh, she said this. No, no, no. You come with an aura, a power that is sending the message that you're saying. I found out that people are able to receive from the person. It's like it's oozing out of you. It's all you. So that's what I do. And for me, by the grace of God, that comes naturally. I didn't go to learn that. I just do it. So I do it in every way possible. I work within my community as well. I'm looking to spread that. And I'm also taking it to my home country, Nigeria, as well. Because although we are all Black there, there is the, oh, he's male, she's female thing, so she shouldn't do it. I should do it because I'm the man. So I'm taking it there as well.
Yeah, and what you said is so important. It's like, it's who you are, right? It's not,
Yes.
it's not like, okay, from 9 to 5 you're one thing, and then
Exactly.
from 5
Yes.
to, back to
Yes.
9 you're something else.
Yes.
And that's
Yes.
important. And
Exactly.
when you were talking, I was thinking about how people talk about work-life balance, and for me it became work-life integration, because
Come
it's
on.
not, yeah, right, it's not about balancing, it's about
Come on.
integrating, right? Because
Thank you.
you're who you are at all times, and it
Yes.
doesn't,
Yes.
you don't shut it off. For me, I don't.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I love that, because I've always had an issue with work-life balance. And I look at that and look, there is no balance. You can't get a balance. But I love that work-life integration. Now we're talking. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right,
I love
right.
that. I love that.
Absolutely. Absolutely,
Yeah.
right? You bring
Permission to
everything.
copy that, please.
Oh,
Permission to
absolutely.
copy. Thank you. Oh, yeah. I love that. Yeah.
Absolutely. And and we kind of talked about this earlier as well, but some Black women and other women of color do not recognize the power of their voices.
Come on.
And you talk a lot about power. What would you like to
Yes.
tell those who perceive themselves to be voiceless?
That hurts just to hear it. That hurts. I remember Jane saying in the room today that you've got to take responsibility for your visibility. You were born with a voice. Today, or was it yesterday? It was today. I was thinking about people who are blind, and they can go around their homes and recognize voices without seeing you. So that means they have honed something. They have sharpened a part of their brain that helps them to do what we do with our eyes wide open. But with our eyes wide open, we still don't do what they can do. So there is an extra step that we need to take to show that, to walk in the power that we were born with. So I don't believe in woman power and all that aggression. When I need to be aggressive, I will. If I need to aggressively take one of my kids out of the mouth of a lion, oh yes, yeah, I'll do what I need to do. But most times we don't need to get to that level, because men don't know what to do with women. You see, we are complex. If we're quiet, what's wrong with you? If we shout, why are you shouting? If we don't talk, why aren't you talking? So they don't really know where to put themselves. So we come with something. Amazing is an overused word. We come with some kind of chutzpah, audacity that our men don't have. And I don't mean our men, Black men don't have. But we have forgotten what we have. The ability to carry a child for 9 months, the ability to push a child out, the ability to command and control the home, know where the kids are, be sleeping and be hearing your child crying in your sleep. Walk into the kitchen and say, okay, this is what we're going to do. Walk into chaos and say, okay, let's do this first, do this. A man will walk in and, oh God, where do I start? And walk out. We'll walk in. That is power. And if you forget you have power, the power you have won't work for you. It's like saying you've forgotten you have food at home. And the food at home will not work for you. And the way we forget we have food at home is we don't go into the kitchen, we whine, we complain, we call our friends, there is no food, but there's food in the kitchen, you didn't go there. So you need to go to where your power is. You need to wake up, sit up, step up, stand up, straighten your back, don't slouch, and say, this problem in front of me, there is a solution to you. You see, the problem is we don't know how to think. That's the problem. Because if you sit before a problem, which is why many people are hired, an organization has a problem and they need human beings to bring the solution. We are hired for our minds, not for our beauty or our qualification. It's not about our qualification. It's about what our minds can churn out. So if you shut that mind down and you refuse to sit before a problem and say you will turn into a solution, whatever it takes, you will turn into a solution. You say it to the problem and you sit in front of it. And I repeat, you will turn into a solution. And you do not get up until you get that solution. You will begin to find out how easy it is, because the more you exercise your brain in looking for solution, the easier it becomes for you. It's just like a habit. And before you know it, you see Problem sees you, runs away, and solution takes its place because, here she comes. We're going to get fixed. And that's just how it works. It's by practice. It's like any other habit. Practice letting your brain sweat until you get the answer. Don't get up and walk away. Don't do that. We have too much going for us. And you know really what I think, Deneen? It's not the white man's fault. It's not slavery's fault. It's our fault. They've done what they've done. Yeah, they were pretty dumb to do what they've done, pretty stupid to have murdered George Floyd. But that is not the narrative. I frankly don't care what you think about the color of my skin. I do not have time to occupy my mind with what you think about the color of my skin. I am too busy taking territories. I'm too busy creating new things to do. I'm too busy leaving legacies for young girls to make it happen in their own time. I am too busy. And when you occupy your heart, your mind, your brain with that sort of thing, they'll have their water cooler chatters and they just say you're never there with them. Why don't you ever come and join us? Because I'm busy. Busy creating a legacy, leaving a legacy, busy building myself up, getting myself ready to run a multi-billion-dollar company. What are you doing at the water cooler? I'll shut up.
Yeah, so that definitely is powerful. I take a little bit of a different stance on it. We do need to know about that history, and we do need to understand that there are things that are put in place. There are systems that are in place to hold us back, right? So we do need to know that. We need to be aware of that. And it is, and basically, folks are able to keep those going, perpetuate that. And it is often, it's designed against people of color. So it's Black people, it's brown people, there's a whole caste system. And I'm reading the book Caste now, and it's opening my eyes to a lot. So we do need to know that. And it does put a lot in perspective to help us to understand. There's that part. There's also your part to go ahead and build, create that legacy, go ahead and tap into your power to make things happen for yourself and for those who come behind you, right? So there's both parts. Like, you can't just not do anything about what's the injustices, right? But everybody has a role to play.
Yes.
And so for those who, their role is to stand up and fight against that, we want them to continue to do that. And then we still need to be aware of it as well, so that we can take our part and not just have the privilege to be able to say, oh, I'm not going to do anything about that. I'm just going to keep it moving. We need to, for others that come behind, and tap into that power and build and bring other people along and open the door. So yes to all of that. But what I really like what you said is take responsibility for your visibility.
Jane said it today.
Yes, that was some good stuff. When Jane was talking earlier, I'm like, okay, Jane, that is some real good stuff, because you have to, right? We're no longer in that time where people just see you and they come and tap you. It happens for some. Absolutely, it does. But we're not in those times, just like we're no longer in the times where you could balance work and life, right? No, we're progressed, and now it's about integrating. It's about letting people know what you want done. It's about putting in that work to have what you want to have. Again, tapping into the power that you talk a lot about. So all the things.
Yes, all those things. I think maybe I don't articulate myself right, because exactly what you said, I keep hearing people say that, no, we've got to know about our past. We've got to know how come we got here. We've got to, but what I am saying, not what I'm trying to say, what I'm saying, to give an example, is like, we were all born, we all had, whether we came by cesarean section or we were all born by a woman, and so we were covered in the muck and in the blood and all that. And there was a time we couldn't walk. There was a time we were crawling. What if we keep going back to that at the age of 15, at the age of 28, the age of 45? Oh, I was once that. And so because of that, I am going to be this. I've got to be clean. Once I was not clean, I've got to be this. I have found in my life, every time I go back, I'm divorced. Every time I remember and I go back for even a split second, I change. The thing about thoughts, it just takes the tiniest thought. You move thousands of miles away from where you are internally. You've changed something, you've switched something. The hormones that should not be secreted are being secreted. You don't need serotonin, you don't need cortisol, you just need the oxytocins, the dopamines, the endorphins. That's what you need. But as soon as you think of something that hurts you, that instant secretion in your brain, and that secretion changes the structure of your brain, and that structure changes your behavior. So you want to be attentive to what thoughts you entertain on the ground of your mind. It slows me down. As soon as I have the thought, oh, or somebody says something, or I see a husband and wife behave in a particular way and it reminds me, and you know what I've done? I don't want to go back there. It serves me nothing. It takes strength to carry on. It takes some of that strength away, and I have to recalibrate, I have to start again, or I get into stupid fights and arguments. I don't need that. Up to the point where I don't watch certain movies. All this lovey-dovey stuff. I'm totally, what's the word? A romantic at heart. Not useless, used to be a useless romantic, but just a romantic. And I don't watch certain things because I need to protect my heart. I cannot go there. I cannot have those conversations and remember those things. I am actively practicing remembering the good things, the powerful things, the things that make me strong. So for me, if I argue with a woman or I argue with a man, it's very rare now, very rare. My voice goes down. I'm very quiet. If I find I'm getting upset, I calm myself down. My voice, first thing you notice is my voice will just go down. It won't be this powerful, this strong. It will just go, say, please, can we do this way? Can we end this conversation? I'm not going to argue with you because it puts me in a horrible place. Been there, done it too many times. I need to catch up with all the time I've missed. So that's what I mean by, I know there was slave trade. I know I'm Black. I know the way you look at me, but I've so practiced this. I don't notice when you treat me badly. I don't notice. I know you said something or you've put the white man before me. I was first in the queue, but you talked to the two white guys behind me. I know, I noticed, but I'm not going to be moved by your bad behavior. I'm just going to recalibrate and say, okay, what do I do here? And usually I just smile. I wait for them to finish serving them and I go, I was actually here before him. But that's fine.
Yeah.
Thank you for serving me. And I'm done. I don't have time for anything else because they do that to provoke you, to get you to talk, to get, yeah. I'm not going to do that. I'm not an animal. I'm not like you. You're the one who has issues thinking you need to bring me down to that level. You are the one with that issue, not me. So if we really look at racism and all the other forms of discrimination, the discriminator is the one with the problem, not the discriminator.
Oh, absolutely.
So that should be our narrative. But you see, we're not saying that to them. We're just taking, they did this to me. No. You have a problem because I'm human like you, nails like you, walk on two legs like you, have eyes on my face like you. I don't have a tail. You don't have a tail. So you have the problem. I am civil. You are not. I know how to treat people with respect and honor. You don't. You need to come and learn from me and I help you. But they're not going to come. Typical. They're not going to say, help me and all that stuff. No problem. My responsibility is to walk tall, behave myself, and be an example to them. And they need to look at, wow, Kemi's like, wow, I don't know how you do it. Yeah, come sit down in my class. It's going to cost you £1,500. I'll teach you.
No, but you raised a good point as far as the example that you gave. And that's kind of what I'm talking about. And even earlier when we talked as far as maybe some subtle, the awareness is being aware of it. And then it's what you do with it. So it's never to just, roll in the mud and just stay. No, absolutely not. It's to be aware of that and step on that, use that strength, take your strength from that. And when you see something, say something.
When you see something, say something.
Bring it to somebody's attention. And so absolutely. So it's it's that education, is being aware of it, and then it's what you do with it. And that's with anything, that power, that taking that responsibility. Yeah. So switching up a little bit. So in memory of my sister, author and poet Soul True, I want to encourage women of color to think about any of their deferred dreams and to act. Please share if you have ever had a dream deferred and what you've done about it.
Yeah, I'll share a very current one as a result of Clubhouse. So I've always had these images and these visions of, I have so much money. When anyone knocks, any charity, I'm not going to be counting the pennies in the bank. I just say, yeah, take this 1.5 million. Oh, yeah, I'll go and rebuild that village in that country and rebuild that city. It was only day before yesterday. And, you know, I've always tucked it away like, oh, it can never happen. I mean, look at me, little old me, you know, when will I ever move out of this house? When will I ever buy my house? Well, la, 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 la. So just, I think yesterday or day before, Myron Golden said something. I think I mentioned it in the room. He said, look, this is what I charge. And when he said, you see, if you do not allow them to pay that amount of money, they can never earn it. And I stopped, and I've stopped since then thinking about me. Why am I not charging what I believe I am worth? I have lived my life hearing people say, Kemi, you speak so well. Wow, I was inspired. I've la 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 la. I'll get emails, I'll get this, I'll get that. I've got so much on IG as well today. And I'm thinking, what are they saying? I'm just talking. I don't know what they're saying. Okay, then I say, so God, why doesn't it translate to the billions and the millions? It's in my hand. God has put talent in my hand and I buried it. Buried the dream, covered it up. And like the guy that was giving one talent in the Bible, he said, God, you know, I didn't want, Master, I didn't want, you to get upset with me. So I kept it for you. Now you're back. You can have it back. No increase, nothing. Whoa. I said, that was the end. Was it yesterday? That was the end of that dream. That dream is alive now. I have planned what I want to do. I actually started today. And I went out and I was coming back and I said, how can I make £1,000 by Friday, this Friday? How can I make £1,000 this Friday? So I kept thinking. Normally I'll go, oh yeah, am I just supposed to go and pluck it off a tree? But I kept thinking and I kept thinking and I sat down. I kept thinking. I was in the train station. I took out the pen from my bag. I didn't have paper. I went to the station desk. I said, can you give me some pieces of paper, please? He looked at me like, I said, I need paper, please. Do you have paper? He did his receipt roll and cut out 2 for me. He said, would that be enough? I said, yes, it will be. I sat down waiting for the train. I took the pen and I started writing my ideas. And as I was writing, my pen didn't work. I tried to make it work. It didn't work. I said, that's the end of you. What else can I do? I said, yeah, use your phone. Type. Just use your phone. And I created a whole course, created what I was going to sell it at, how much it was going to be. I said, £1,000. I just need to sell to 10 people at £99. That's all. That's all I need to do. And I'm going to talk to every friend, every former client, everybody. And I'm going to tell them when it starts. And I'm going to do it. And I created it. And I put it on Facebook. I'm about to put it on LinkedIn. And then I'll hit the phone and start calling everybody, WhatsApping everybody. And I only need 10. And I'm going to do it before Friday. In fact, I'm going to do it before Thursday. So the dream is awake, is alive. And I've said I only need 10 people. Because it's £99, just take it as my January sale, because it's going to 1997 after that. Now, if you look at it, in the past, this is what I'll think. Oh, this is not worth 1997. Oh, gosh, maybe like 397, 490. I said, no. From 99 is going to go to 1997. Something that only exists in my mind. So there's the ebook, the video course, the audio course, the cheat sheets, the workbooks. I'm still creating, but I'm selling already. So for me, this is a step up. I can make £1,000 by Friday, by Thursday. I just need to press the button and keep moving. And that's what I'll say to any dreamer. And it dawned on me that if we keep having visions and dreams, so we have these grandiose ideas, it did not come from you. It was put inside of you at creation while you were being formed in your mother's womb. This big grandiose ideas were because it's you that's supposed to carry it out. It's you that's supposed to do it. Don't you dare die with it. How dare you die with it? Who do you think you are to die with it? You have treasure. There are people waiting for those treasures. I'm supposed to be making so much money. I can't think. I can't blink. It's just dropping in my lap. And the more money you make, the more money comes to you. The less you make, the more it's taken from you. So don't complain, oh, I don't have. You can be a billionaire when you want to be a billionaire. If you grab that dream and say, okay, I have it. It's my dream. Nobody else is injecting me with a dream. It's my dream. I don't even know how I have a dream like this. How do I make it happen? Sit down and think and make it happen, because you have what it takes. There is no excuse whatsoever for not making it happen. None whatsoever.
So you occupied your time. That's an example right there of what you talked about, is occupying your time. But you also thought about where did you want to end up, right? What stop did you want? So you thought about, okay, I want to get off at this particular stop. So what do I need to do to get there? Which train do I need to take to get to that particular destination? And so you figured that out, and you knew that, well, I don't have to be there right at this moment. I just need to know this is where I want to end up. This is how I can get there. And now let me go ahead and fill in the blanks.
What's the goal? £1,000. Deadline, Friday, the 8th of January. And then you get a reward. And write out what that reward is. I'm going to buy myself a bottle of wine. I'm going to go for a swim. I'm just going to lie in bed for 24 hours. Whatever. Make sure there's a reward, because that will propel you as well. Gosh, that means I can get this. And make sure the reward comes out of what you have done. So whatever you have earned is able to get you that reward. Don't use all of it, but some of it.
Right. I love all of that. That's some good stuff. And that kind of taps into, what this month is about. January is mentoring month. So share your best mentoring moment as a mentee, mentor, or both.
As a mentee, the greatest lesson is mentor says jump, you jump. Sit, you sit. I practice doing that. I've learned to do that. Even if I didn't agree with it, I'll do it. There isn't a better mentee than a mentee that does what they're supposed to do. As a mentor, I get my kicks from seeing women light up before my eyes. It's almost like a shadow was on their face and their eyes were hooded, and there was like darkness. It was just like the sun had gone down. And then I'm hearing myself telling them, you can do this. These are the steps to take. You can be this. Or I hear them say something that I've never heard. And I perceive like, whoa, this woman is amazing. She's got this and she's got that. And it's like I'm reintroducing them to themselves. Oh, the change, the switching up, they go to work, they come back. Oh, and I did this, and I didn't know I could do this, and I did that. Oh, it is a priceless. And which is why I do it over and over again. It is priceless, priceless, priceless.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And you know what? That's part of the reason that I created this space.
Wow.
As I talked about, I created as a platform for us to use our voices. But I also enjoy when people win, right? When something goes well for you, that's a win in my column as well, right? Because my time is coming.
Yeah.
My time is coming. So it's like, let me help you get to where you're trying to go, because that strengthens me, and it helps me to get to where I'm going. And I have to tell you, you reaching out was such a blessing, because I joined Clubhouse maybe about a week ago. Nice. And I came on and I'm like, oh, okay. I just popped on and I'm like, I don't even know what this is about. So I decided to come back on Saturday, and I may have listened, just some of a couple of the rooms. I'm like, okay. And then Sunday, I actually sat in some full rooms. So you reaching out to me helps to feel something that I'm working on this year, which is creating my board of directors. So Coach Kemi, you're on that board.
Oh, wow.
So just so you know, you're on my board of directors, my personal board of directors. And I love that, because you are walking a talk, right? I talked about signal boosting and amplifying and having one another's back. You did that. You came and you plugged me and made me more active on Clubhouse, raising my visibility.
Yes, we need to do that for everyone. That's exactly what you said.
We do need to do that.
Do that for everyone. Just see them. They don't have to be anything. Just plug them in. They will grow. They will spread their wings. There isn't anything quite like that. It's just a special thing. People say, "Oh, they say to me on social media, you're always advertising other people. You share their stuff." So what else do you want me to do? Somebody writes a post and you go, "Please share." Then share. What else do you want me to? Oh no, I can't share that. I can't help them. I'm in between a lunch. Okay, you can stay there. I will share it. It's okay. I will share it because they're doing something meaningful. Yeah, I love what you do. I love what you do. I really love what you do. Anywhere I see women of color, Black women, that's it. We're connecting. Even if you make food, I don't care what you do. You do shoes, we're connecting.
And I love it. And so, I mentioned in the very beginning that you're in the UK.
Yeah.
And you've talked about how you're also from Nigeria. So you're Nigerian,
Yes.
and a lot of the work that you're doing, you're going to extend that and take it back home. So I love that. Again, Clubhouse connected us, right? You're across the pond. And so now we're connected. And there's other women who I believe are international as well. Is Jane?
She's in Spain. She's Nigerian, but she lives and works in Spain. Yeah.
So there it is. We are crossing.
We're crossing oceans. We are on Clubhouse. Whoa.
Okay, I love that. That is so awesome. Yeah. So I really appreciate you again for reaching out to me.
Denise.
I so appreciate you saying yes to being on a podcast, and your power, that strength. I'm definitely going to tap into that. I'm definitely going to listen to you and learn from you and grow from you and share.
When you sent that message on IG about, I have a podcast, and I had to read it 3 times because I did not quite understand why you were telling me about the podcast till she's inviting me to a podcast. So when I go, I just met her. She's inviting me to a podcast. I said, she doesn't even know me. She's inviting me to a podcast. I was just screaming, seriously. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. And so I thank you again for your time. So before we wrap up, is there anything you want to leave our listeners with?
This year is made up of 5 words. Go be great. Go deep. Those are my last words.
Okay.
Go be great. Go deep. That means in your thinking, no shallow thinking. Go deep. It's diamonds and gold. They're found deep down. The deepest mine is in South Africa. It is 60 miles below ground. Go deep. You will find your gold mined when you go deep. So go be great.
There's that. Mic drop. Nothing else can be said. Mic drop on that. Coach Kemi, thank you so much again for lending your voice to an intimate conversation with women of color, and enjoy the rest. Now, what time
right now? It's 22:13 hours. That's 10:13 p.m.
Okay. Not so bad. So we're still on it's still Monday. Well, again, you enjoy, and I'll see you on Clubhouse.
For sure, Denise. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Okay.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Hey there, an intimate conversation with women of color listeners. What did you think about today's intimate conversation with Coach Kemi? Was it powerful? Man. So what are we doing for 2021? What has Coach Kemi implored us to do? Is to go be great, go deep. So thank you for coming every week, listening to the podcast episodes. Please continue to come back, listen, subscribe, share. My vision is to impact, elevate millions of women of color. And in order to do so, I have to reach them. And that's where you come in. So thank you again for your listenership. And enjoy the rest of your day.